Welcome back to Profiles in Caring, as we explain the powerful good that comes from making loans as small as $150. Enterprise Mentors International makes these loans in countries around the world. And Doug Jardine continues our story now from Central America.
Another beginning to another day, and for many of us, we lift warm blankets and crawl out of a nice bed to stumble into a shower to ready ourselves to fight the traffic as we begrudgingly head to a job that very nicely supports our family. We live for a weekend to get away from it all. But for countless people around the world, there are no warm blankets on oversized beds, no warm showers to start a day, and definitely not enough jobs. In fact, every day, over 1 billion people struggle to live on less than $1. 845 million people are malnourished. The only blanket covering many of them is that of poverty.
These are sweet people. They don't deserve what they have. They deserve something better. They really do. The principles are here on the earth. The resources are here on the earth. And if we can just get the resources and the principles into their minds and their hearts and give them the encouragement needed to make use of those things, life can be a lot better. It doesn't have to be the way it is.
You may study at the university poverty, or you may study a course, or you may read a book on it, but you will not understand it unless you go with them and you suffer with them and you see them how they live. And as you do that, you specialize with experience in poverty. And that's why I tell people we specialize in helping the poor, but we must understand poverty before we do that.
Enterprise Mentors International, EMI, was founded in 1990 by a group of businessmen with extensive international business and humanitarian experience in developing countries. In Guatemala, El Salvador, Mexico, Peru, and the Philippines, Enterprise Mentors International spreads its wings of love and support to our world's impoverished by offering microcredit loans, loans which, even at the amount of $150, can begin to break the cycle of poverty experienced here for generations. On a 90-degree day, Dominga Hernandez, her mother, father, and son stand covered in soot as they produce wood carbon. Dominga is a recipient of an EMI loan.
We buy loads of wood for about $23, and then through this process we turn it into carbon wood and make about $37 every 3 days. I have received 3 loans from Enterprise Mentors. The first loan was $150, and that helped me get started by buying necessary materials. The last loan I received was $400. With the money I make, I can finally send my children to school. I never had that chance.
And when Dominga is asked what she would have done without Enterprise Mentors, she immediately becomes emotional.
I would not have been able to buy the wood or get the help that I needed. I really needed this help. Without this organization, everything would have gone away because my life was so difficult.
Enterprise Mentors has an incredibly qualified staff based in the United States. All administrative costs are covered by generous donations from EMI's Board of Directors. That means every dollar given by other donors goes directly to some of the world's poorest areas and to our world's most impoverished people. And what sets EMI apart from many groups is the commitment to their excellent training programs. These programs teach clients the very basics of running a business. The training represents a dedicated and somewhat costly step for EMI, but because of its overall importance to the people and to EMI for repayment of loans, the organization will continue to offer these very valuable training services. And because the training is carried out not by EMI's stateside administrative staff, but by staff in the individual countries where EMI has a presence, it represents yet another commitment to the local people. Filipinos in charge of helping Filipinos, Mexicans caring for their own, Peruanos the same, and it is no different in Guatemala or El Salvador.
And you can't be there to supervise every step that they take. And so it's so comforting to know that there are executive directors in our organization who care so deeply about what we do that you don't have to worry about it, because they're going to be doing an amazing job every day of their lives, because they're as committed to eliminating poverty in their countries in which they live as much as we want to eliminate poverty from the perspective that we're coming at it from.
Enterprise mentors and their loan officers make a total commitment to each person who receives their microcredit loans. You see, these people, Francisco, Dominga, and thousands of others, would never be able to get a loan in what most would consider a traditional manner. They have no credit. They have no collateral. So EMI puts them into groups, each member depending on each other to use the loans wisely and repay the money in a timely fashion so that future loans can be made. But it doesn't stop there. Enterprise Mentors teaches those receiving loans how to utilize their money, how to repay it, and how to make sure their little business ventures are successful. The four amigos know this to be true, working hand in hand with Oscar Hernandez from EMI. Their dream of exporting beautiful furniture grows closer every day.
Parece que son amigos ya.
Somos amigos.
It's like any other work, he tells me. We have to put in a lot of hours. And when I ask what they would do without help from EMI, well, it would have been a lot harder because we were trying to proceed without a lot of money to buy product, he says. But we are trying to produce more and also produce better quality product. And so without their help, it would have been impossible. We have our goals and we want to complete those goals and move forward. Everybody is helping. We'll do whatever we can to make this business successful using our friends and family and especially the loans from EMI. Right now we sell only in El Salvador, but if we have the chance to make our product outside of El Salvador, we hope to do that someday as well. We will continue to work hard and use the money given to us very wisely. And so what started with two brothers became the business of four amigos, and now the amigos support several families. So many stories, so much investment by Enterprise Mentors. For final examples when Profiles in Caring returns.